Here we go. Most definitely got my audio back up. I believe so, yes.
To getting the stream going. Thanks very much for streaming today, Ranger.
My pleasure.
We are here at the final race of the season for Div 2. We already have PBJ, the crown champion, just finishing his lap here at Baku. We're going to see where he's coming. We obviously we joined a little late there, so our apologies for that. See, Kobekin's already with a 139.9. PBJ goes fifth fastest, a 144. We were trying to get the stream working, so I didn't really see his lap. Obviously, didn't turn out super well, but as the track rubbers up, we'll hopefully see some faster times. You have a favorite for the day, Ranger?
As I had mentioned on mute earlier, but definitely my favorite for today, I haven't experienced a race with him as much as racing against and also hearing him as a race engineer. Ian, for me, was a very steady and very stable driver, able to pull multiple fast laps together, so very curious to see what he's going to be able to do today.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been in some practice races with him before, and he's one of those aliens for sure. He's got pace, got that one lap pace where it's just insane. I don't understand how some guys do it. Looking like we got a yellow there.
Yeah, definitely.
Look like whoever it was looked like it might have been an AlphaTauri if I'm not mistaken. Got it going again. So running through your order, Lethal's already up there, just edging out HTCP, and Kubikins, Ian, Huntes, Russell, Sleek, Snoop Francis, DRX Code, Leaf Says, and Cody Carter. And looks like someone else just set a new time.
Lethal barely edging out HTCP by 4 1,000ths.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a close race today. I think it's going to be you don't just race each other on this track. You're also racing the track, with especially later into the race with tire wear. This track can definitely catch you out if you're not careful.
Just looking out over here, we've got Connor coming out on his out lap. We've got a couple guys have not done a lap already. Some of them already are on their second lap, if not their third. So I'm curious to see what these late guys are going to do when they come out on their laps and end up starting their first fast laps.
Yeah, Connor looking like he had a little bit of trouble getting through turns 8 and 9 there through the castle section. Sometimes it's hit or miss, and I think these guys early on in qualifying, maybe not going to take too many risks. Just try to get that banker lap in, so then you can go out for the last couple times and push hard. Going to be interesting to see how he does through 16. It's the apex, nice. Lets it run wide into 17, good. Sets a purple sector 2 time, so this could be a fast lap for Connor here. On the long straight, hit the DRS. Coming across the line, 11th, so just slightly out of the top 10 there. Just looking around, see if anybody's on a flyer right now. Looking like a lot of these guys are just getting their tires warmed up.
We've got Floyd on an out lap over here. He's just about to hit the straights. He's about to begin his fast lap.
Alright, we'll ride on board here with Floyd. Looks to be pretty off the pace. I think he's coming in. I'm not sure if he's got damage. He's going very slow.
Despite all that, he's hit his DRS. Now the question here is figuring out what kind of setups these guys are driving. Are you going for a safer setup to make sure you survive through the castle sections and gain time there, or a very low downforce setup to be able to go very fast on the straightaways?
Absolutely. Just saw there through turn 12, I think it is,
Ooh.
the cooler Peter, yeah, had a mistake, and it looks like he's out of qualifying with only an early time. So it's going to be interesting to see how his time stands. It's a very tricky section of the track there.
Most definitely, and while watching Floyd, we saw a slight contact with the wall, so he's pushing, but I'm not sure his lap time is going to be very quickly on that one.
Alright, let's see if we can find...
We've got a slow car driving around turn 16. Is somebody that's out of fuel, or is this somebody that is damaged?
Probably smacked his wing and just getting back in. On board with HTCP here. He's on a flyer, and I think he's dragging his McLaren teammate around the track here, so that'll be interesting. See how that strategy
If he's able
works.
to have a better, quicker lap, is he going to go with newer, softer tires to be able to take pole position here?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, they're obviously close in time, and the track seemed to have rubbered up a bit. It looks like Ian goes way faster.
Nearly an entire second quicker than everybody in first place.
Absolutely. So it's going to be to see if HTCP can respond here. As we see Ethan, I believe, starting his, or excuse me, Lethal starting his flying lap. It looks like HTCP probably didn't like the pace he was on. It looks like he's gotten out of the throttle here. See if we can get on board with Lethal here. If I believe he is starting another flying lap. He's a little close to that Ferrari of Floyd ahead of him. That's definitely going to be affecting him a little bit. It looks like Floyd is also on a lap as well, so he's not exactly just going to get out of the way. And I'm not sure what happened to Earl there, but he's being disqualified for being parked in
impact on the castle
location.
wall.
Yep.
Lethal was in front of a Ferrari, and the Ferrari definitely got major damage. I think that was Floyd, and he's indeed got terminal damage from that impact. So we've got Earl, who got disqualified. We saw earlier that he got disconnected, and now we have Floyd, who's just got smacked right into that wall. Same area we've seen Charles Leclerc hit the wall a couple years back.
Just gonna say, same area as last week, yesterday in the Div 3 race. I did say somebody pulled a Charles Leclerc, so that's 2 races in a row now.
Definitely.
So Div 1 Ferrari drivers looking at you. Lethal's obviously off his lap here. It looked like he got held up, obviously, by Floyd's incident there.
Definitely. I wonder if he is going to need to change his wing from that, because it was very close to Floyd when that impact happened.
Yeah, exactly. Raptor, I see, up on his Sector 2 time, just following along with him now. He's coming out of turn 19 there, going through 20, and he's going to be coming to the line. Looked like a pretty good lap, so we might be able to see him improve here. Got a little bit of a distance to the top 3 to go. And that's a great lap, up to second place, a 39, flat.
Very respectable lap. Still's got quite some time to catch up in regards to Ian's pole position, but at a 138.6, that'll be quite a challenge to go faster than that.
Absolutely. Just looking around here, seeing who else is getting ready to go on a flyer.
I'm seeing Adam Klein on the AlphaTauri, currently P14. He's on his outlap. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be looking to improve on his time soon enough.
Yep, he's got that ERS at 100%, so he's definitely on the outlap there. I don't know why, but on my screen I got a glitched Sector 3 time that's just constantly on here. How many minutes do we have left in the session? If you can see.
It was close to 6 minutes last I saw, but Sector 3 seems to be under yellow flag currently.
Yeah, I see that as well. That looks like to be a visual glitch for us. There we go. We got about. I just saw it for a second there. We got about 4 minutes left. So
yeah,
these guys are gonna have one more opportunity to make a run here.
Yeah, it looks like a McLaren had an impact again in the castle area, triggering a Sector 2 flag for a very short moment. And here he goes on the straight. I'm gonna go on board with Adam Klein. Let's see how he does on his fast lap.
Yeah, coming down to the straight, you want to make sure you get a good run all the way down from turn 16 there, so you set yourself up nicely for those flat out left and right hander. Use a little bit of curb on the outside. You can actually use that curb on the inside. Pretty forgiving there. Won't want to touch the curb too much through here.
Definitely
get
pushes
on
the car out on the side towards the wall. Lose a lot of time on that slide. An upcoming car that's parked over there.
Yeah, I just saw that. I'm not sure who that is. Adam improving by looks like a 10.5 here. As we didn't see it, I don't think, but Hunte set a very respectable time as Adam actually clipped the wall a little bit there.
He definitely did. It doesn't look like he took any damage. And this is where I was talking about earlier about different types of setups. We could be running a low downforce setup, but when it comes into these sectors, it becomes very, very tricky.
We just had Boobykins just delete himself through the castle section. So that's another runner caught out in that sector of the race, or sector of the track, excuse me. And yeah, he's in a really bad spot. These guys got to really slow down through the castle section, so that's probably screwing up a lot of guys' laps, essentially.
Most definitely, we're seeing a lot of yellow flags popping up in Sector 2 as well. Adam's coming to the finish line. Slightly improved his time. It goes from P15 to P13.
Looks like Ian is going out for another lap here. He's getting ready to go. It also looks like following along here with Raptor. I know he's very quick, especially over the 1 lap pace. So it could be interesting to watch here for sure.
Be curious to see. Looks like Ian and Raptor both took fresh sets of tires here. So Raptor definitely will be looking to surpass Ian, and Ian wants to improve on his time. Will he be able to improve on his time again? Be an interesting competition for the top 3 there.
Absolutely, these guys are actually pretty close. And I know the 1 lap pace doesn't mean a whole lot, but it certainly sends a statement to your competitors. Looks like Raptor getting a really good run through the first and second turn there.
And needless to say, starting this race out on pole position definitely will give you an advantage. If you can pull away from the pack and get off of that DRS from the people behind you, it will be a great advantage throughout the rest of the race.
Absolutely. It's not a very long run to the to turn 1, and I'm just watching Raptor there. He's 2.5 tenths up. He's a quarter second up on his PB right now, so he needs to find a little bit more time if he wants to take that pole away, but he's looking to put together a really good lap here.
Very slow through the sector, the castle sectors. 12.
Yep, taking a nice amount of curb out of turn 12 there, coming down a little long and fast turn 13, 14, and the very difficult downhill 15. Looks like he gets it done okay. Just had a peek at Ian. We'll stay on board with Raptor here, but he's pretty much evening his time. He was pretty much dead on his time in terms of the Sector 1 pace there. So
Raptor's gonna have a little bit of slipstream from the driver in front of him.
oh, absolutely, that's gonna help him a ton. And he looks like he didn't. Looks like he improved, but he didn't improve his position.
Still P3.
Yep, and Ian's off the pace. He knows he has it, and that's your qualifying order for the beginning of the last race of the season. So just looking at the championship leaderboard, PBJ's obviously got this thing locked up already, but we have Sleek in second, and Raptor just 2 points behind him, as well as Hunte, who's 3 points behind him. So Hunte and Raptor are right up there with each other, but looks like Sleek's gonna have a little bit of work to do back there in 9th place.
It's all gonna have to be about being smooth on the first 2 corners. We're gonna get packed up and starting from P3 all the way down to P10 easily. These guys are gonna be very careful. We got a narrow city street circuit. Chances of having a safety cars in the first few corners are quite high on this track.
Absolutely. Very technical track, but gotta say, one of my favorites for sure in terms of racing. Does like to put on a good show. So, starting order is Ian, Hunte, Raptor, Lethal, knocking out your first 2 rows. And we got HTCP, Russell, PBJ, Kubikins, Sleek, Snoop Francis, the cooler, I can't see his last name, or his name there, Connor, Adam Klein, Leaf Says, DRX Co, Cody Carter, The Drip Israel, Floyd, Revis, and Earl Jello. I just seen in the chat there, Earl had a connection problem, and when he reconnected, he was unfortunately disqualified, so not really having a little bit of connection issues there probably. But
it's gonna be a very interesting start, because you got the Williams and the McLarens that are teammates and they're starting right next to each other. Same thing with the Red Bulls. Be nice to see what kind of reaction we'll have from the teammates. Will they go with the team orders and have somebody go in front, or will they be fighting out? Is the last race of the season. Everyone's got their elbows out this race.
I mean, my opinion would be work together, try and break that 1 second away from the guys behind you, and then have at it. But we'll see what's gonna happen here. Just took a peek too at the constructors. Mercedes are leading with 214 points, but Williams are definitely in striking distance at 190 there. So the constructors championship definitely isn't over. We have the red lights, and away we go. A little bit of a hold there. Looking like Ian got a good start. Looks like Hunte got a great start on the inside there. He's going to pretty much clear him before the corner. Ian thinking about going around the inside there. Looks like he's going to give it a go. And he's going to back out of it. These guys try to figure it out. Now going single file. Seeing a little bit of an accident with a Haas there going backwards in the back there. But in pretty clean through these first couple corners.
What a great launch by Hunte right off the start. Seemed like Ian got caught off guard. The red lights stayed there for maybe half a second, a little too long.
Absolutely. But Hunte he had such a good start, and then he had the preferred line into turn 1, so absolutely he's going to take advantage of it here. They're right nose to tail right now, so
definitely
these guys are showing how racy they are. Looking like I'm seeing an incident there at the back. Looking like we got a few cars actually missing some front wings. I'm looking at Ian here. He's missing his front wing in the Ferrari. And a lot of these guys at the back have a little bit of damage just trying to get it back to the pits. I see Ian in the Alpine, excuse me. think I have a bit of a desync issue here, and I think we just saw a Haas. Leaf says just hit the wall there
Yep.
at the back. So we got a full safety car as well on lap 1.
Yeah, lost his completely lost his front wing, and lost control and eventually crashed out. So we already have our first safety car of the race into lap 1, and where we were expecting some damage to be in the front of the race, it happened in the back.
Absolutely. I just seen both the Mercedes driver and including Hunte obviously who came into the pits are opting already for the medium tires, probably expecting maybe another safety car here. I don't know really what the strategy is there, but they just gave up a whole heap of track position.
Very interesting going on with the medium tires already off the bat.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I just had a bit of a... I think I didn't even know it. I had a bit of a timing glitch there, so I might have called some guys wrong there, but I think it's fixed itself now. But yeah, the incident at the back looked like it was a lot of guys just trying to nurse their damaged car home, and it's so easy to just totally understeer through a corner and just rip that front right off, especially through turn 15.
So here we go. We have everybody about to join the pack in the rear behind the safety car. Expecting the safety car to go an extra lap. It'll be very interesting to see what's going to happen on the restart.
Yeah, we'll be going for a couple laps here, probably at least another 2. So I'm still interested to... I don't know why Hunte and PBJ would have came in there, to be honest. Just right off the bat, got off their softs and went straight on to mediums. I'm not sure. Maybe they have a plan for something there. Maybe try and split the rest of the race medium to medium. That definitely that promotes Ian, who's currently running, I believe, 5th in the Drivers' Championship, in the lead, as well as Raptor and Lethal. Just noticing too, as well, looking at Rivas there in 11th place. I think he started quite well down the order there, on one of the back rows, so he's had a really good...
He started either P18 or P19, so most definitely the safety car, he had a good start, and the safety car with the recent pit-ins, he profited out of that.
Absolutely. Had a bit of a heartbreak of a race yesterday in the Div 3 race. He got actually beached on one of the curbs through turn 6 there. So looking for a good drive today for sure.
A lot of these guys going in on this lap.
I would think so, absolutely. I think you're right. A lot of these guys, I know the lap 1 safety car gives you a second to take a breath, but also screws up your rhythm if you got into it a little bit early there. So lots of racing going to be happening, I think, on this restart here.
Tire temperature is key on this track, and it's very hard to keep the tire temperatures on with the long straight. So most definitely gotta keep them warm so you don't slide around on the first 2 corners. A restart is going to be very key for the rest of this race.
Absolutely. From my experience, when even running flat out through the race, I never seem to have any tire issues other than just getting them up to temperature. Definitely they run cool around here. As we should see the little thing pop up. Yeah, there we go. We're going green flag this time by. Hopefully we don't have another Magello incident here and Ian paces the field properly. Looking like he's leaving a little bit of space. Quite a bit of space, actually, so.
Making sure the safety car is in before launching this whole pack.
I guess he's technically got control to the start-finish line, if I'm not mistaken. So he'll. I would be surprised if he went any earlier than then.
With everybody weaving behind him, you could catch somebody off guard and just floor it. And he doesn't want to start it off too early, otherwise everybody has slipstream right behind him. So smart play by Eden so far.
Absolutely.
And
There he goes. He's. Looks like he got a good jump on Raptor. Looking like these guys are actually pretty strung out right now. Looking at some moves at the back there. HTCP, excuse me, goes around the outside of the cooler Peter. Looks like, or excuse me, that was Russell, and it looks like his teammate HTCP is trying to follow him through here.
Right, a very slow start in the back with Floyd and Earl P18, P19. Curious to see if there was contact there in the back. Ian started, and that sounds like these guys just hung back.
Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention to what was going on. I didn't understand what was going on back there. I wasn't really watching, so apologies for that. As I think Lethal just overtook Raptor. Yeah, it looks like he got it done through turn 6 there, but Raptor's right up his tail.
Two teammates are fighting it out together. They've got to respect each other and give each other space, but knowing these guys, they want to catch up to Ian as fast as possible, so who's got the bigger pace here?
Absolutely. Maybe they discussed that over the team radio, and going to see if Lethal can give Ian a run for his money. As I've seen Kubikins go around Revis really quickly there about 20 seconds ago. There's quite a lot of action here. These guys are running very, very close together, pretty much all the way through the field. Looks like Lethal, excuse me, and does have quite the pace advantage over Raptor here, so maybe they're going to see if Lethal can challenge Ian up there. Saw there, Snoop Francis go around the inside, HTCP there.
We've got somebody that dropped out of the race. We got the Drip Israel that seems to have gotten some terminal damage. Seems dropping down on the leaderboards here.
You're right. I can't pick out where he is or where he DNF'd. I don't see him on the track map, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on.
Ooh, with that damage for PBJ? Because he's pitting a second time. He's back on mediums. He's now P17. He started far up on the grid. He's dropped 7 positions so far. Or should I say 10?
Yeah.
My apologies.
Yeah, absolutely. Just getting word. Looks like the Drip Israel, just seen in the chat here, looks like he got he crashed out in the pit lane entry. So problems getting on pit road there for the Drip Israel. You hate to see it. Definitely hard to keep up with all the overtaking on the track here. Looks like Hunte's right up the back of Adam here. He's trying to make a move around the outside of turn 15. He can't really even make a move through there at all.
We've got Kobe that's right behind them as well. We've got a 3-player battle over here.
We actually have Revis out of the race. Revis out of the race in turn 15. As I just said, turn 15 is very difficult, and that's Revis out. And for some reason, I'm on board with Earl Jello here, and he's stopped behind Revis. I don't know why. Seemed to get it going again. But that's unfortunate for Revis. Another rough race for him. Quite a few of these guys.
Such a great start. He picked up a lot of positions, and seems he got caught out on that braking zone. That turn 15 definitely is a challenge. If you're a little late on the braking, or if you hit that ABS points where your wheels lock up, you got a big old wall just waiting for you to collect you.
Yeah, gotta feel for the man. Hey, hate to see it, but you are right. Turn 15, and you know, I said it before. It's not a time, a part of the track I try to make time up. I just try to get through it. It's definitely one of the trickiest corners on this on this circuit, so I wasn't fully following along with everybody who pitted. It looked like Hunte stayed out, so from his earlier pit stop, he's already improved all the way up to P2, with Adam staying out on the 5-lap old softs. Like a lot of these guys dived in. That safety car pretty much came out for the perfect time for them. Usually around lap 6, 7, or 8, these softs turn to mush, so that's going to work out perfectly for a lot of these guys' strategies.
So far, everybody's done a one-stopper except Sleek, PBJ, and Cody in the rear on their second stop.
Yeah, I've seen two guys. Go ahead.
You have Adam Klein now leading the pack. Curious to see if he's going to go in the pits. I don't think he's actually going to stop yet on his softs.
Yeah, I'm not super keen on the call. Maybe he figures he might be able to get some track position here and stay up at the front, hopefully for another safety car. But like those soft tires, it's tough to push them past, 7 laps. They just totally fall off the cliff. So
chances are we'll see him pitting very soon. And there's something I'm very curious about. We're seeing Sleek on P15. He's just pitted very recently, and he's got the hard tires on. We're curious to see how the hard tires are going to perform on this track. And will they go all the way for a long time, or if multiple safety cars will disrupt the rhythm you could get on the hard tires to go on the long run here. Pretty sure you can bring him to the end of the race, but I have to figure out, will he be able to do that? We've got Sleek and Snoop Francis, so both Red Bulls going on the hard here.
yeah, maybe just looking to go the rest of the race and take that lap time. I'm not sure that's the call, to be honest. In my personal experience, I ran the mediums for about 18 laps. That was stretching them quite a bit, but I've never personally found the hard tires really ever an option, to be honest. But
and as we spoken earlier, it's very difficult to keep the tires up to temp. So on the restart, the hard tires could give them a little bit of slipping. We're gonna be curious to see how that's gonna pan out. And it takes multiple laps before the hard tires actually get up to performance. That might cost them a couple positions. So they're playing the safety car strategy here instead of the pure raw speed and kind of strategy.
I think you're exactly right. Definitely an interesting call.
Another curious call. Adam Klein is not pitted yet. He's now 6 laps on his soft tires.
Yep, just getting some word from the paddock here. Revis not too happy with getting taken out, saying there was quite a bit of mayhem in the back there. So these guys are very aggressive today.
Now, is there one more lap of safety car, or will this be the end lap?
Pretty sure we will see once they come down to turn 16 here. We'll be able to see the thing pop up, the banner at the top there. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna be in this lap. A lot of these guys running for that second and third position for the championships up at the front here,
Safety car
or
is
near the front.
You could bet you got Hunte and Kobe, who's got 4 laps on their medium tires right now. They'll be very hungry to overtake Adam Klein. I'm not sure his tires are going to give him the pace to keep P1 for so long. We got to watch out. You've got Ian, Lethal, and Russell right in the back, they just pitted and their medium tires are very fresh. So very curious to see how that's going to be a difference between the top 3 on this race.
Absolutely. Adam obviously waiting a while here. You got to think, too, he's not really put that many laps on those softs. As he goes here, catches Hunte a little bit off guard. Looking like going to get a good run there. Yeah, Hunte's not going to have anything for him. Hunte is actually defending from Kubikins right now. We got another yellow. I'm not sure what's going on in the back there. At the front here looking like...
Looks like Sleek spun out, and he's just damaged his wing. It looks like he had an impact with Earl, who's just taken a penalty here.
Yeah, not too sure what happened there, but Sleek right now on P2, the championship, so he's got to get it. He's got to probably hope for another safety car, like you said, if his front wing's damaged here.
Yeah, Earl Jello with a 5-second major penalty there.
Lucky for him, though, he'll be able to serve that under a pit stop.
Looking back at the front, we still have Adam Klein on P1. I was curious about his tires holding up, and so far they're doing great.
Yep, the P1, all the way down to about P4 here are right up next to each other, so no DRS this time. We're going to be interesting to see if we see some moves. It's Hunte trying to defend from Kubikins. Looks like Kubikins got a little bit of a rough exit out of turn 16 there. Ian's going to be all over the back of him, and I just see Adam Klein
just lost his tires. He's gone.
Yep, he just DNF'd in turn 18. Well. That's a really bad spot to be. These guys are taking all sorts of damage here. Raptor's out of the race. Oh my goodness, he's one of the front runners. Hunte's out. We just had an absolute massive accident, but I have to say, yeah, but you know what? This is what you get when you don't slow down for a caution, and you got to look, you got to see that somebody's not moving on the track map. That is just, a lot of these guys, crashing out probably got run over, if anything. So that is just awful. That was a huge accident.
We got a good look at it. Looks like Adam Klein. Curious to see if there was contact there on the front. Looks like his rear gave out a little bit on the slight turn on the straightaway, and he collected the wall, and Hunte absolutely had no chance of avoiding him on that straight.
Yeah, absolutely. I was on board with Adam there, and he was just sitting duck and watching these guys fly through. See Snoop Francis pick up a penalty there for driving too fast, I think it said, under the safety car.
Yeah, speeding under the safety car. He's gonna have to serve that penalty on his next pit stop.
He just went straight on. He's I think he might be having some connection issues here. I'm just watching him. He's like spinning his tires. Reversing out. Looks like he's got it figured out.
So this race so far has been giving us very entertaining, shall I say, very eventful racing. Yesterday, D3, we had similar carnage on the straightaway. Not under the same circumstances, however, and now here we go at D2, and we've 9 laps down, and we've already lost 6 racers.
Absolutely. So I'm just looking here. Hunte out of the race. So his hopes for P2, P3 in the championship are over as well. I mean, I shouldn't speak too soon. These guys are DNFing like flies, so that's definitely not what Raptor, Hunte, or that's all I see for the guys that crashed out, but not what they wanted for sure. So this is really going to shake up the championship and give some opportunity to the guys that are in striking distance to get that P2, P3. I think what initially caused that was Adam going through turns, the fast turn 18 and fast turn 19 there, and he must have just on those old mediums, just so easy to do. Spin the car around, and that's a really bad place to be, especially when you're leading the race.
Got confirmation from the paddock here on the situation. Indeed, Adam spun out on old tires here. And we have Snoop Francis, who also DNF'd, seemed to have, I think he parked his car in the pits and retired.
Yeah, I did notice him having a bit of a problem. I seen he picked up a penalty, and I think he might have just called it a day, maybe.
Earlier we were speaking about the Red Bulls going for hard tires. Seems like they've changed ideas and switched to medium tires now. That strategy did not pan out for them.
Yep, I don't think we've seen the end of the safety cars. That's for sure. Looks like everybody about ninth back has pitted for a fresh set. Ian currently in P1, looking to make the best of or excuse me, take advantage of these guys crashing out, and maybe even currently right now he'd probably be able to sneak away with P2 in the championship. So
it's very much possible. On the restart, we're gonna have Lethal right behind him, who's basically has been following his strategy. They both have medium tires on that have gone on for 4 laps so far. They'll be able to go on for a couple more laps, and the question is, will they be pushing it or will they be pitting in? Now, given if there's another safety car or not, but will they have to pit in for another set of mediums? As what I'm seeing here, I believe they've only been in the pit stops once only, so they've run their first set of soft tires, I believe, and now they've gone on with their medium set. Or like in a 2-stop strategy if everything goes well without the safety cars normally.
absolutely. I mean, a lot of these guys on the few lap old mediums, I mean, you got to think they just run about, try and run them. A lot of these laps have been under safety cars, so not putting too much wear into them. You got to think they'd try and stay out to lap about 20 or maybe 19 and throw in a fresh set of softs or even a scrub set will get you to the end.
Very curious to see how some drivers that are in the back of the pack will be able to gain back their positions that they've lost from the beginning as well. There's just FT cars, it brings the pack together, the race is still on, things could happen. We saw PBJ going all the way down on the back of the standings here on the leaderboards, and he's back in P6.
Yep, PBJ making some moves. He's kind of just out here having a Sunday cruise. He knows he's got that championship locked up, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind finishing off his great season with a win here.
So safety cars going back in. Ian's going to be launching for the second time of this race, the rest of the pack. He's done one strategy before where he waited almost until the start-finish line to launch his race. See if he's going to do that again.
Yeah, and looking at all you Div 1 racers, I think that's the move. Just stay the hell away from the safety car. Start the race when you want to. Let's not have any more problems restarting the race here. And I should see Ian probably definitely waiting till very close to start-finish line.
I'm going to go on board here with Lethal here, and Ian's just taken off.
Absolutely. Looks like Ian and Lethal got a good jump on Connor there. Like the back pack is pretty spread out as well.
Ooh, that was close to making contact on Lethal and Ian. Just merely an inch off of them. And looks like we've got another spinner on the back. Is that Sleek? I think his race is over for Sleek.
Yep, Sleek just DNF'd. Apologies, I missed it. I was watching the front runners here, but it looks like he's crashed out. Looks like on the inside from the track map. Already had about eight runners out of this race. Doesn't look like we're gonna get a safety car either.
So that'll be no points for the Aston Martins when you look at the Constructors' Championship. No points for Aston Martins and no points for the Red Bulls.
Yep. Absolutely. We already also have a Williams out of the race as well. So there's only one Williams and one Mercedes left in this race. So interesting to see how the constructors sort themselves out. On along here with PBJ. He's right up the back at DRX code here. So it could be interesting to see if he's going to try and make a move here. He's got plenty of battery, saving it through these. Don't want to be deploying through there. Yep, he's going to be right up the backside. DRX code doing a great job of defending. Looking like he's got a little bit less downforce than PBJ. And Jay managing getting up alongside. They're just like DRX code's just a little bit ahead. PBJ is going to go around the inside and going to get the job done. Great pass. As Russell and Kubikins are going side by side behind them. Russell on the inside, looking like he's just going to inch ahead of Russell here. Hopefully now these guys have settled down. They can get into their rhythm and get a proper green flag run in here.
Seems like contact was made in the back. We've got Earl Jello who just pitted again.
Yep, I just saw actually Connor making a bit of a mistake through turn 7 there. HCCP's all over the back from it. Almost looks like Connor might have a little bit of damage, or actually he's on 10 lap old mediums, so maybe those mediums are finally giving him some trouble.
I expect Connor to be one of the first ones to pit. Will that be an undercutting move if he takes it far enough, or is that going to hurt him?
Absolutely, these guys are getting a little bit more spread out now. Yeah, Connor's definitely struggling with something. HCCP makes an insane move around the outside. Looking like he's going to get the job done pretty easy. Connor's coming back at him, though, around the outside.
We got PBJ right behind him.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to get a run. PBJ's having a look at the inside of Connor as well.
DRS is active, so I'll be curious to see how Connor and PBJ are going to catch up to HGCP in the next straight.
Absolutely. Just seen a Sector 3 incident there through the
like
very
a
fast
throw.
section. Yeah, he's DNF'd. Hopefully they can get his car out of the way. We don't see another safety car here, because we got a great race going on for 4th place here.
Yeah. Looks like same area as Adam Klein earlier, where he spun out. Lost it on that fast turn.
Absolutely. So easy to do there. So sorry to see that for Earl, but
that's what we were talking about earlier when we were talking about different setups. Having a low downforce setup could be a great payoff on that straight, but once you start running medium tires, or tires that are starting to get used up, as we saw with Adam earlier this race, could be very treacherous on turn 20 over there.
a lot of these guys make the mistake of running. Ooh, I see him PBJ touch the wall there. Not sure if he got any damage. Looks like he might have got away with it.
Got very lucky on that little contact. You got Kubikins right up behind him. Let's see if he's going to get him on the straightaway now.
Yep, looks like PBJ's going to have a great run. He's dumping all the ERS. Looks like Connor's not defending. PBJ got to go around the inside. Looking like they're dead even. And Kubikin's behind them as well. Might get a run on Connor as well. PBJ gets around the inside. Kubikin's going to try to follow him here. Kubikin's doing a great job. Going to get the job done. Connor losing 2 positions there just on the front straightaway.
Yeah, he had no way to defend himself without having any DRS. Now the question is, when's going to be the time to pit? Because he's got 12 tires, 12 lap tires old, and he's got to start thinking about the strategy here.
He takes a dive on PBJ, who just hit the wall, and Kubikins went by him. They're going 3 wide right now. Russell making a huge move around the outside of Connor there. Looking like they're figuring it out. PBJ managed to stay in front there. Had a bit of a bad angle. Couldn't see what was going on exactly, but yeah, PBJ had a mistake there out of turn 2, and Kubikins went around him, and I'm not seeing any damage to his front wing, excuse me, there, but PBJ having a tough time right now on those 9-lap-old mediums. And Russell is definitely there. He's got tons of battery, got about 20% more than PBJ, and he's on the preferred tire right now.
He's got 5-lap-olds softs. PBJ's got 9-lap-olds mediums. So Russell could definitely have a run at him. And the DRS on PBJ will not be able to defend himself much here.
Absolutely, but you got to think both these guys' tires are kind of on the edge of when they start going off, so I think Russell's going to get the job done pretty easily through here. Goes around the inside, they're pretty much dead even.
PBJ's
like
going
Russell's,
for the pits.
Absolutely, yeah, he just dove down in the pits there. Gonna have a peek here. Looks like he's putting on the softs a little early, in my opinion. 10 laps is a long way. Getting his front wing changed as well, so he definitely had damage that I couldn't see. But thanks F1 2020 for that, or 2021, excuse me, for that. But I see a Cody Carter coming in as well, looking like he's getting a front wing change and going on to another set of softs, a fresh set. So these guys at the back. I mean, PBJ's got the championship locked away. He can just put his feet up and ride into the sunset, but they're gonna need another safety car to get back in this race.
Connor's gonna go long on those used up mediums. 13 laps so now. Really curious to see what his idea behind that is. Very dangerous to be doing that at this point. Those tires could give a little slip up, and we know this track is not forgiven if you start slipping.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, if I was him, I'd try and stretch him as long as possible. Try to get to lap about 19 and stretch. Hopefully, you have a fresh set of softs to get you to the end. But you know, around lap 15, these tires really start to suck, to be honest.
If Kubi was going to be catching up to HTCP here on P4, he's got DRS. He's definitely in the DRS zone. He's got fresher medium tires. HTCP is going on 10 laps of those mediums, and Kubi's got 6 laps so far on him.
Yeah, Kubican's kind of sitting in the hot seat right now on those 6-lap-old mediums. He could potentially stretch it the rest of the way if it stays green, and all these guys in front of him got a pit, so...
Now, we saw an incident or a very interesting moment on the last race yesterday where a driver went on the wets coming out of the pits. We're looking at P8. We got Connor on intermediates. Don't think the weather was calling for any rain here.
I tell you what, I did see a couple of the guys in the paddock talking about rain might be incoming. We didn't actually get a weather report. I doesn't look like it's raining right now, so... I mean, there's always one, right?
Actually, if you're looking at the screen, I'm on board with Connor here, and you're actually seeing a little bit of a couple drops here. So he did the call very early. The track is still very much dry, but on some portions of tracks, it looks like there's some drops. Might be the call mate.
Maybe you're right. Yeah, unfortunately, I have my graphics a little bit lower than usual, so...
and he's done a slip.
I just heard that, yeah. He just made a mistake. Yeah, you know, if it's light rain coming in, you know, sometimes it's you could stay out on the slick tires for quite a bit longer. As I see Kubikin's going around HTCP there. Looks like he got the job done, and I am just seeing some raindrops myself as well, so you're correct. So this is kind of, if this rain turns into a decent amount of rain, you know, this is pretty much falling in the hands of Ian and Lethal. Like, they're going to stay a pit stop ahead of these guys.
Definitely Ian and Lethal have taken it away.
Yep, seeing an accident, it looks like in... turn 15 there. I'm not sure who just had a moment. Looking like Earl Jello. He's just yeah, his front wing's completely gone now.
I think it'll be time. We're going to see a lot of pit stops now because we're at a point where the medium tires are getting very slippery, and we're just at the point where it'll be good for the intermediates to start performing. It's starting to have some water on the track.
Sorry, I correct myself before. That was actually Connor who lost his front wing. I had a bit of a timing screen glitch there. Cody Carter going in early as well for those intermediates. Gonna watch these guys, see how the pace is.
Connor's going back in the pits. He took damage on the slip up. Went early on the intermediates, and that call did not pay out for him whatsoever. He's gonna be way back there.
Yep, for sure. Just riding on board here with Ian. He's missing the pits another time. I guess the engineer hasn't told him to come in yet. If I was him, I would just go with what the game says. I wouldn't try to take any risks here because he basically just got gifted a pit stop here. Same with Lethal, but I am watching Ian struggling, locking up the brakes a little bit, so it definitely is getting slicker. Yeah, he's having a really tough time right now. We want to stay on board with him.
He's definitely got to brake much earlier, and you can tell his tires are looking to lock up how slippery it is. This should be the lap we see them pitting in now.
Yeah, just peeping attention to Cody Carter and Floyd there. Cody Carter doesn't seem like he's quite making up much time on Floyd. Maybe a little bit there, actually. Yeah, now he's just starting to make up some time. So I think we're right at the cusp of the switchover period. I mean, what would you be your call here? Do you come in if you're in, or do you stay out?
I'm definitely going in for the intermediates. Yes, I think the rain is going to continue, and the longer you go, the slipperier it gets. Sitting P1 is maybe not the time to take a risk. If you're hitting on the mediums, and we've seen multiple crashes out on this track today, it could be very dangerous to keep an eye out. I'm especially thinking about turn 20, going very, very fast on medium tires who are 12 laps old. When they're starting to be a little much slower, it could be much of a challenge to keep the car on track.
Yep, and he's PBJ, excuse me, just going in the pits there for the intermediates. He thinks it's time to cross over. And looks like Ian's motioning to go into the pits here. See a yellow flag. Looks like that might be HTCP. No, excuse me, that's the other.
Like
Russell.
Yeah, Russell's running on softs and on the wets. He had a moment there on turn 15, and he's also got a 3-second penalty he's going to have to serve on the pits. That's going to hurt his race very much.
Yep, I mean, kind of the ideal position to do it. Doesn't have a long way to go to get to the pit lane, and he'll definitely be in for a set of inters as Ian comes in, but Lethal opts to stay out for an extra lap, and I think we got a Ferrari, yep, going straight on of Floyd there, staying out of the way for Lethal. Did a great job there. And pretty much second back, it looks like they're going to be going on intermediate, so Lethal kind of going to be interesting if the undercut here on the inters is going to work.
Well, you can tell that sector of the track following Lethal here is getting very slippery. He's got to drive very careful on this part of the track.
Yeah, Ian just pulled 7/10 on him through like 3 corners alone, so Lethal definitely missed he definitely missed the crossover period, so. But I mean, this track's hard enough to race in the dry, let alone in the wet, so this guy's got to be super careful.
A driver we've not spoken, actually 2 drivers we've not spoken a lot about during this race, P5 and P6, the Cooler Peter and the DRX code. Definitely got in a lot of positions as we've just seen Lethal hit the wall.
Yep, good catch there. We just seen Lethal hit the wall. Looking like he got a little bit of end plate damage. Doesn't really matter. He's got to come into the pits. Anyways, goes wide there. Just trying to nurse it home. Ian's pretty much caught right up to the back of him, so Lethal's going to be pushed way back into the order here. Yep, as Ian goes around him.
The track's got much more wet at this moment. The call was to pit a lap or 2 earlier, and Lethal tried to do an overcut on Ian, and unfortunately that backfired on him. DRS just got disabled on top of that.
Oh, I just read that as enabled. I just freaked out for a second there. As Ian having to deal with traffic there. A couple guys in front of him, Connor and Floyd. Luckily they ghosted, but going very slow in front of him. Looks like he got through pretty cleanly, but he's gonna have 10 seconds on Kubikins here.
And the final driver to go for intermediates is the RX Code, who had pitted recently for his medium tires. So he's going back in for his intermediates now. Lost the position to Russell, but Russell's got a 3-second penalty. Curious to see if he's going to be able to make up time in the last final 5 laps.
Yeah, just referencing the standings here. Looking like Ian in a really good spot. I mean, effectively, he should be at least P3 in the championship if he wins this race.
He's also got fastest lap.
Yeah, so the full 26 points. Don't think we'll see any more improved times today.
O'Connor just had a moment in sector 2 there. And that's a full safety car again.
Wow, so Connor just binned it through turn 15 there. Another car. You gotta set up a graveyard over there. 4 cars. Just this race alone, it seemed like it crashed out. So
it was turn 15. Turn 15, his tires locked up. He went straight into the wall. As I said earlier, when you miss your braking points or those tires lock up, that wall is not forgiving whatsoever. It's collected multiple cars this race. And we're now running half the field.
Yep, I just had a peek there. Lethal going around him. Looked like he just went straight on and ripped off his front right. So bad luck for Connor there. But that's going to give Kubikins, obviously HTCP, these fast guys, an opportunity to catch up to Ian here. Ian pretty much had this race won, so this thing's not over yet. This is pretty much the exact same time the Division 3 race had their safety cars, so
the pressure is on for Ian with the entire pack catching up behind him. There's not much of a difference between their tires from when they pitted, as they all pitted about a lap or 2 earlier. So it's going to be very interesting, and now the safety car is going to go around 2 or 3 laps on this track. We're going to have a very short sprint. Very curious to see how the drivers are going to take care of this. So when raining, slippery track like this one, could have more incidents and a lot of action. This race is not over yet.
yeah, I don't know what it looks like on your PC. How's the weather looking in terms of, like, has it gotten a lot worse? Are these guys maybe potentially gonna have to go into the wets, or what are you looking at here?
Most definitely on this stage of the race, it is intermediates, and it will not be with for the wets. It's good. It's wet, but it is not whatsoever wet enough for wets. Intermediates will be the fastest tires to go down here, and who knows? Pitting, if it were to be wets, now that would be another discussion. Because if that were to happen, would it be worth it going in the pits, changing for wets at this point?
Yeah, I don't know what just happened there. Look like Ian overtook the safety car.
You have a safety car glitch over there? It looks like it's stuck behind turn 15. Saw it disappear off of Ian's screen. I was wondering if that was just me, but
I don't even know where it is anymore.
Gonna have a look at it along with Russell here. He's gonna drive up on it and see what's going on there.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the safety car, and I don't know if we're not green. We're not green on my screen, but it looks like
Safety car is just hanging after turn 15. Russell's gonna drive by the safety car, I believe. It's just parked there. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they might have had a bit of an issue there with the safety car. Maybe it bunched them up weirdly, and they had to go around another lap. But I mean, that's just gonna help Ian, because that's just a log in another lap.
Definitely.
Under a safety car, so we could even look at. I mean, how late can the Grace go green in this game?
Is it because there was a lot of drivers that were a lap down and they're catching up on the field? Had a very similar issue yesterday in D3 while racing. I was in that race myself, and P2 we had well, under safety car we had a person stuck behind P2, which in reality he was P14. Didn't get to catch the back of the grid. Was stuck smack in the middle of the race. Safety car definitely seems to be a little wonky on this track.
Yeah, I mean, by the time the field catches up, I would think we'd need at least 2 more laps to get this thing green. So we could be literally going green with 2 laps to go.
Safety car is just not moving. Are they gonna finish the race on safety car? We got Floyd who hit the wall. He's definitely got damage once again. And safety car is moving.
Yeah, look, I don't know what Floyd is doing. He's at the wall about twice right now, and now he just overtook the safety car.
Yeah, he's gonna probably was given the order to catch up on the pack, but he's gonna have to pit again. I don't know if that might have an impact on the safety car again. And so far, we've only got about half the pack that's following up behind Ian here. It will be very difficult in these circumstances to keep the tires under temperature, especially under wet conditions.
So it looks like Floyd went in the pit, so he'll be out the way for the start. I mean, you know, Ian and Kubikin have all to gain here. Looking at Kubikin, he's a little bit down in the order, but he's pretty close to the guys in front of him to be able to make a late surge. He gets a 2nd place here in the championship. Staying with HTCP, looks like he could snag maybe a couple places, so.
We got most of the race out of it here. Who would you select as your driver of the day so far?
You know, I gotta say, I'm not 100% sure where he started, Peter, but he's been pretty racy all day. He's in 4th there, so yeah, like you said earlier, we haven't talked much about him.
Yeah, the cooler Peter, he's gained 7 positions since the beginning of the race. He started P11, now he's there P14. And who knows on the restart, if a moment could happen on the top 3, we might see him on the podium.
Yeah, he's the biggest mover other than Floyd in terms of positions gained, but yeah, he's definitely had a great race. Same with Kubikins, he's up 6 places in 2nd place right now, so. A lot of these guys, and DRX Code up 8 places, so a lot of these guys
Definitely.
get some good points today. I mean, we saw yesterday, even if you DNF'd, you still had a good chance of finishing in the points, so.
A lot of positions gained through the DNFs on this race today. We've got 10 DNFs so far. But a lot of guys gained positions. When I'm looking at Cooler Peter's overall race, he was very often in the middle of the pack. And stuck there and just had a very solid race. Hasn't damaged his car from what I've seen, and definitely hasn't taken any penalties.
Now the pack is not caught up at all, and what I'm seeing. Oh, there we go. We got safety car in this lap. Safety car just said, "Screw you guys at the back. You guys don't get to catch up. We're gonna go green here." This is just going to be a full 2-lap shootout for the lead here. All these front runners with pretty much no penalties other than Russell, so this could be very exciting.
And this could be a very risky restart because you don't want to floor it too hard going on the wets here. So it'll be very slippery.
Absolutely.
And are the tires under temperature? That's the main question we're wondering here. If the tires are not under temp, it'll be very difficult going on turn 1 and 2.
Absolutely. These guys are kind of in the unknown now. I know a lot of people don't test under in the wet. Ian getting a good jump, but it looks like Kubikins actually managed to stick with them pretty good. Got away from HGCP here, so we better watch out for these guys.
Definitely gotta be careful on your under braking because you could overtake under braking on these circumstances, but it could also cause some major mayhem.
Yeah, just seeing Lethal and HTCP make a little bit of contact with the cooler Peter there, who's actually moved up into 4th position. They had a bit of a squabble there. This think it was HTCP kind of slid into the first corner as it's so
Definitely. He's
slippy.
lost 2 positions already when he started P4 on the launch, and now he's down P6. Cooler Peter is right up there.
Yeah, Peter doing a good job getting around the two squabbling, fighting each other, and just seeing Cody Cutter go around PBJ.
PBJ is back in the pits. I think that's the end of his race here.
Yeah, he's gone on to full wets. Maybe, I don't know. That's an interesting call, but looks like it's raining a little bit harder here, so I don't know if maybe wets is the call, but I'm sure these guys are going to try and extend it out anyway.
Might make it a risky move here if wets is to go at this point. Be very hard to keep it on. I'm curious to see on the straightaway how Kubikins will be able to catch up to Ian. Ian's about 0.9 seconds away. Obviously, there's no DRS on these final 2 laps under the wets. So it'll be all up to Kubikins and ERS and making sure he keeps that car planted to the ground. See if he can catch up to Ian.
Through these corners, he just had to do a little lift right back on the ERS. Ian as well. They both got a decent amount of ERS. Deploying like mad. So yeah, like you said, Kubikin's gonna have to do all the work. He's got no DRS, so we have an incident there. Looking like Floyd might have had a problem smacking the wall.
Yep.
With the fast corners. Don't need to worry about him too much.
Early this year, Floyd's been giving away his front wing to a lot of happy bystanders around the track today.
Absolutely, that's one way of looking at it, I guess. HTCP seems to be right up the back of Peter here. Thinking better of a move in turn 3, I believe that is. Yep, and looks like he's going to tuck in behind, but
all HTCP's got to do is keep it cool, keep it close to Cooler Peter, and on that straight, just before the finish line, he could possibly get by him. It'll be a brutal drag race in the wets, that'll be for sure.
Yep, this is definitely the last lap. Just having a look, the Peter actually goes a little wide there. HTCP gonna have a look in the outside, not gonna work because they're going through the castle section. And Peter's all over the place. HTCP is just sitting behind him. Gave him a little nudge actually. As I'm just peeking at Ian and Kubikins here, looking like they're gonna be okay, but it looks like Lethal's right there as well.
Kubikins had a little bit of a slip. I'm wondering if he's got damage. He's got wing damage. Lethal might steal P2 from him. He's got wing damage.
He's gonna go around the inside. Yep. So Lethal promoted up into second place there. Floyd just DNF through the castle section.
There you go, another front wing.
Yep. Oh, that's his whole car. You're Ian here though, coming down the front stretch, gonna get it done. I mean, I'm not super sure, but that could effectively mean he's P2 in the championship. Lethal getting a P2. Kubikins wrapping up your podium. Russell in 4th. Peter looked like he's going to get P5. HTCP is going to be getting P6. DRX code P7. Just watching Cody here finishing up his lap here. Looks like the move on the wets for PPJ was not the move, but definitely an interesting race, I must say.
Not as many DNFs as the D3 race we had yesterday, and the wets definitely going in and mixing it up a bit. Very unfortunate Kobe, who had a great race, all race, gained 5 positions on this race, and literally turned the castle area as the last lap where he took his wing damage. That is where he lost his P2 position to Lethal. Lethal stuck with it the whole race. Again, a great mention to Cooler Peter, and a lot of positions gained for DRX Code and Cody Carter there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I gotta give a shout out to Kubikins. You know, up 5 places, got himself on a podium, as well as Peter at P5, up 6 positions. That's awesome. You know, I gotta hand it to those two guys, especially in these tricky wet conditions. Doing a great job. You know, finishing off the championship with a good result. You know, nothing really better than that. Waiting for PBJ, who I think might have just crashed, actually, again. Waiting for him to get across the line. He's having a bit of a hard time finishing the race. Who knows? Maybe I think he might actually be doing donuts or something. Yeah, he's celebrating because this is his last race. He knows he's got the championship wrapped up. He's having a great time right now. That's cheeky from him, but I guess the champion gets to do whatever he wants.
Quite an entertaining race to the end of the season here.
Yeah, DRX code picking up our driver of the day. I'm gonna see if we can get some of our front runners in here. Just give me 2 seconds. Some interviews here. See if I can drag Ian in. Alrighty. Ian,
Hello.
walk us through that race, buddy. Congratulations on the win. How was that crazy race for you?
I mean, it was crazy. Rain hit, so I was pretty unsure when to pit. And I took a gamble, and it paid off.
Absolutely, yeah. It seemed to work really well in your favor, and if I'm not mistaken, with the win there, I think you might have secured P2 in the championship there. So great
P2?
job.
Jeez.
Yeah, a lot of front runners in front of you had some problems. Yeah, Sleek's out of the points as well. So I think you might have secured, if I'm not mistaken, at least P2 or P3 in the championship. So congratulations.
Thank you. Really feels good.
Alrighty, we'll get Lethal in here now. Lethal,
Hello.
how was that crazy race from your perspective?
That was nuts, man. It was a hard race. Too many safety cars makes it kind of unfortunate. But it's still fun. It was it's a good race. Congrats
Yep.
to Ian. What a race.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Baku's hard enough to run in the dry. What's it like just trying to survive on the intermediates there?
Oh, it was not fun. So I had Raptor telling me when Ian was pitting. And I'm just, I'm going to do what he does. The lap before felt okay on the mediums, even though they were old. And I was thinking it was the lap to pit, but I couldn't really see him. And we were talking about something else. And then I went by, it was kind of too late, and I was like, oh no, this is a nightmare. And then, of course, that's when, the rain was slightly heavier. It really didn't even look bad on my screen, but it felt awful to drive on those mediums. And obviously, almost cost a lot, but in the end, not so much.
Yeah, man. Well, great job staying out there on the slippy conditions. Getting a P2 finish to wrap up the your season. I mean, you got to be happy with that. I would suspect, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be interesting next season. I have no idea where I'll end up, but, looking forward to another fun season now that I'll have started from the beginning and look to compete. It's a fun league.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you and all your racing you do.
Thank you guys for the broadcast as well. GG's.
No problem, man.
Thank you.
Alrighty, let's see if we can get Boobykins in here to wrap up your top 3. Give me just 2 moments here. Gooby,
Yo, what's up?
what's happening, man? Walk us through that crazy race.
Dude, it was fun. I had a good time. Okay. I'll walk you through it. Qualifying was about to get like third or something, and my friend Russell just did not let me by and ruined that. So I came in like 9th in qualifying or something. But the safety cars, a lot of people dying, and I was pretty fast, I think. Except Ian. Ian's crazy, but I think I was up there after that.
Yeah, you actually walked away with the fastest lap of the race, so pretty much maximizing your points in terms of your finishing position. So, I mean, I think, like you said, you started 9th, so you were one of the biggest movers on the day, so you did a great job. Is this your first podium?
Yeah, it is. I usually come in 5th. It's usually
Oh,
where I
they-
like to finish.
There we go, man. Well, congratulations. Glad you had a good time, and it'd be interesting to see if you stay in Div 2 or move up to Div 1.
Yep, I'm switching to a wheel actually, so that'll be a process. I was on a controller before, but we'll see how that goes.
Alrighty, man. Well, thank you for the interview, and we'll see you in season 2.
See ya.
Alrighty, Ranger. That was an absolute cracker of a race. Hopefully, the Div 1 is exciting as well. What'd you think about that?
That was an absolutely eventful race, an exciting race. Congrats on the season winner, PBJ, and congrats on the race winner, Ian. Really great racing, good quality, a lot of overtaking, a lot of DNFs as well. Also, a great first experience broadcasting this one with you, Jack. So thank you for that as well.
Yeah, my pleasure. It was good fun on my side as well. So thank you guys for watching. We're gonna end the stream here. I gotta get ready for the Div 1 race. So hopefully you guys, good job to all the Division 2 drivers, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you in about looks like about half an hour for the Div 1 race.
All right, you guys have a good night now.